Hi! Today I thought I'd film my basic face routine. I have a very simple eye today. The wings aren't completely even, but that will just be our secret. Before I do anything, I usually put on sunscreen, but I've already put it on today. So we're gonna move on to primer. I use the Milk Hydro Grip. This is a mini size here. And I just use one pump and put that around my face. Pat that in, moving a mirror so I can see what I'm doing. Always a plus. Alright, and next I use this makeup sponge to put on my foundation. And I use the Maybelline Fit Me Dewy Smooth Foundation in the shade 360, also known as Mocha. Alright, I just tap that around my face. This shade really matches the middle of my face as well as my neck. So, I don't always wear a foundation. I usually don't, but if I pop some pimples or just want a more even complexion, I go in with this. Just blending that out. I find it really relaxing, so I feel like sometimes I do this a little too much, but make sure I get close to my sideburns and my neck a little bit. Alright, now we're good to move on to filling in my brows. So I use the James Charles X Morphe palette. I usually prefer to use an eyebrow pencil, but I found they kept running out, and if I have an eyeshadow shade that I don't really use or anything else that matches my brow hair, I figured I might as well switch to that. I'm just trimming my brow hairs because they've gotten a little long on this side. Continuing to fill that in. This shade is a little darker than my natural brow hair, but I find it works, and at first I thought it was too dark, but I've sort of been into that look lately. To the other side. My brows never match. This one's a little long, but I figure no one sees both sides of my face at the same time, so it's not that big of a deal. From the front, they look even enough. Alright, that is done. And now I'm going to move on to blush. I'm using the Glossier Cloud Paint in Dawn. I have 2 cloud paints and I enjoy the formula, though I hate staining my fingers, so I always apply it directly to the brush. At first I found them a little bit of a pain because they recommend using your fingers, but then one of my friends has cloud paints and uses a brush, and I was like, oh, why don't I just do that? And I've really been enjoying them ever since. They also were the first blush that I bought, and they really have led to me really liking to try out different blushes and switch up my blush look. That may have looked scary when I first put it on, but I think it's blending out nicely. And I just run my brush over my nose just so my cheeks don't look completely separate from the rest of my face. Now we're moving on to highlighter, which is one of the newest things I've been using, and I'm still figuring out how to use it best for me. I'm using the Becca Skin Perfector in Chocolate Geode. And I just tap like a line parallel to the outer edge of my eye, like the bottom edge. You can see that a little bit. And I do that on the other side. I'm not going to leave it like this. I will be blending it out, but just showing you the area I put it on, what it looks like a bit. Alright, then I tap off my brush a little bit and apply a little to the tip of my nose, which already shines just because of my skin type, but I want it to match my cheek shine. I clean off my brush a little and then get to blending that in. Taking a little effort there. Alright, once I'm happy, I switch to the other side. Sometimes I also apply highlighter on my chin, but not today. Alright, there's the highlighter. And usually when I'm done, I apply a Dewy setting mist, but that one's run out, so we don't have that today. Also, shout out to the college ministry I used to be in, and I'm now repping with this shirt. You know if you know. Alright, that's it, but wait a minute, I should probably do my lip. This is a matte liquid lip from my sister by Covergirl in the shade Aristocratic, and I really like it. It's a good no makeup lip for me. Alright, here is the finished look. Bye! Oh, and I forgot to mention, you do all this to put on glasses and a mask.